iBrandTV correspondent Kali Obi did a market survey, and now Kali joins me in the studio to shed more light on this. Kali, you're welcome.
Thank you, Nat. How you doing?
Fine. You went to the market to carry out a survey on food prices for last week and this week. Please, can you give us a rundown of what you have?
Okay, looking at the food prices, the high rate and food commodity in Nigeria as a whole, the prices have been pushed up by a host of factors that's ranging from the supply chain bottlenecks, increase in security and labor. There's not much people working in the farm because of the insecurity that is in the country. And the increase in oil prices, energy cost, input cost, feed and fertilizer and labor and transportation. Okay. And given to what the minister, as Mogaji said, he noted that there were little rooms for return to more stable market conditions given high input cost and with the ongoing pandemic as well as the uncertainty lingering the climate condition. So and all this put in place is not going to fall back on the community or fall back into the Nigerian people at something good for food commodity, that everything is going to go up and nobody's thinking, they'll say we'll keep praying, but when will it be answered? Okay, so going back to last week, if we say how much was tomato, a basket of tomato in the market, it was 9,000. And today it's 15, 17, 19,000.
My goodness.
So is it coming down? Yeah, it came down. It comes down for some time, and before you know it, it goes up.
No, but
again.
it was higher last week.
It was lower
last week.
Last week it was lower.
Today it's
gone up. Today is 15, 17 to 19,000. And for the food, for the local rice is from the range of 27 to 30,000. That's for the local rice, the Nigerian rice. And if we're going to the foreign rice, we're looking at 30 to 32,000. So
one keeps wondering why do people tend to buy more of the foreign rice than the local rice? Okay, and because by so doing we are patronizing our farmers, and that will encourage them to produce more. Don't you think so?
Yes, I think that's what everybody should do. At least we need to encourage us. But when you say this is a local rice, this is a Nigerian rice, it's supposed to be cheaper. I remember in those days when a bag of rice was 5,000, 6,000, then we still cry, oh, it's too much, it's too much. But today is multiple the price that it was before. So now if you're saying this is a local rice, Nigerians are expecting a bag supposed to be like 7,000 or 8,000, but this is 27.30. That's for this month. For January, it was like 30.32, close to 40,000. Wow. So Nigerians are not saying, okay, this is our local rice, it's supposed to be cheaper. But because of all these things, the inclusion of the transportation, from the fertilizer to the feed, to the increase in insecurity, the labor, workers are not much because of the insecurity in the country, the increase of oil prices and all this comes back because it's coming from the north.
And one wonders what the federal government is doing about this, because they are putting so much into farming to encourage farmers to produce more. It looks like the impact is not yet being felt, and the impact of the efforts being made by the federal government to encourage farmers to produce more. It looks like it's not being felt yet.
Yeah, it's not being felt by the farmers or even we, the consumers, because the farmers they have their complaint. If the government has to start up something, then they have to start with the insecurity first in the country. That has to be tackled first. Because you can't give me a farm as a farmer for me to go farm, and my life is not insured. I am going to the farm, and I don't even think I might go back to my family at the end of the day. You get, as a farmer, I'm just putting myself in that place.
I understand.
So the insecurity is not helping out, and the increase in diesel. Before, diesel used to be this amount, but now it's 600-700. Who can afford that? That's for the drivers. And still the drivers bring them to Lagos. They pay the securities that they meet on the road, the police, the this, the that. So if you're saying, okay, let's know what the government can do, is first, they'll start with the farm itself. How much, if you're giving me a land to farm on, how much am I paying you back? Because this thing comes with grants and loans and all that. Then if I'm able to say, okay, I'm going to sort this out, I'm giving a land to farm on from the government.
But they are being given incentives as well to encourage them. Give the interest comes in single digits in most cases.
But how many? Which of the states are this lands being given to? That's also what we consider is more of the north. Is more of the so. Let's bring it back to the east, to the west, where we can't even bring tomatoes from, where we can't even bring rice from, because the rice that we get from the east is from the Abakaliki. And how many people eat the Abakaliki rice? So if we're going to give out farm, if the government is going to give out farm, then it should be spread around the states. We know some soils are not good for some crops, some soils are not. With the climate change, a lot of things are happening. So if the government is going to give out farms, then they should also consider what other crops can be brought from other states. Then it can be a circular thing.
Okay, now beyond rice and tomatoes, all right?
Rice, tomato, plantain,
what about other food products, other food stuff?
Okay, for rice, that one has been sorted. When we go to the maize, you say, okay, this is the maize season. They're supposed to be maize or corn, but there's none. It's still expensive.
It is.
It is expensive.
Honestly, yeah.
The corn you get for 50, 100, you get it for 200, 250. And you don't blame the sellers because they'll tell you, oh, I go to the market, I buy a bag that I'm supposed to buy for 6,000, which was sold last year for 6,000. But right now you're buying a bag for 18,000, 20,000. And they will buy the charcoal that they will use in roasting the corn or whatever they will use to cook it. So you get the transportation that they used to transport it from the market where they go to get it. Paying the agberos, paying the this, paying the that is a whole lot. And you can't look at them and say, oh, you're supposed to come down with your price. No. They still have to add everything to be able to make up the money they use in buying this. And at the end of the day, they still tell you, oh, I'm selling to make 1,000. I'm selling to make 500. But you can't doubt that. Why you can't doubt them is the extent the country is going to. Okay, we're looking at other food. Okay, we're looking at the fish. Okay, fish is one of, we say the poor man is the people that eat the fish. You only talk about when you go to fresh fish, then it's okay, the rich man, that's their food.
It's no longer the case.
It's no longer, because if Lake Chad is dry, importation of fish will be high. So a whole lot of things, the climate change, everything is affecting the food commodity.
Thank you so very much, Kali, for that analysis. And we look forward to having more from you in the coming weeks.
No problem. Thank you.